And now, last but certainly not least, from still sitting in London, Ilya, please share screen and tell me when you're ready to start.
Yeah. Let me share my screen. Can you see it?
Yep. You want to go to full screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. You ready? 2019,
Yeah,
please.
I'm ready. Good afternoon, everybody. So I'm Ilya. I'm CEO and founder of Wall ID. Wall ID is your bank ID for secure identification and fast checkout. Let me introduce my team. So we are 3 co-founders, total team of 5. We are quite experienced co-founders with 2 successful startup exits in the past. We all have 10 plus years experience in large corporations like Intel, Unilever, and others, e-commerce, travel tech, startups. I'm responsible for marketing and development. And my co-founders are technical, CPO and CTO, also have 10 plus years experience, and they're responsible for developing the product. And we have developers in the team. So with our e-commerce and B2C experience, we know that all B2C online businesses, they lose about 70% of incoming traffic exactly on the registration, onboarding, checkout stage. Basically because customers, and probably you do as well, nobody likes to input manually ID data, credit card, bank cards, CVV codes, etc. So that creates a lot of friction, but also it creates a lot of fraud. So 90% of e-commerce fraud is, result of exposed or leaked credit card data. Chargebacks, high payment fees, and decline authorizations. So across, for example, Shopify platform, 15% of all transactions are declined for some reason, which results in a loss for the businesses. So total loss at the checkout stage is 200 billion annually for e-commerce businesses. So why we think as a team we can solve this problem now is because of the fast adoption and growth of the open banking ecosystem across the world. So if you can see that still 80% of e-commerce transactions are done with the bank cards, credit cards or debit cards. Open banking at the moment takes only 2% market share, but it grows very fast. So for example, open banking transactions in the UK tripled over the last 3 years. Open banking infrastructure and also the data that we can get from the open banking ecosystem allows us to solve the problem I described earlier. So what we're developing, which is a bank ID checkout for easy and safe and secure identification and payment straight from your bank account. So what is the benefits of our solution is that your ID data at your bank account is verified by the bank, is checked by the bank, it's always real-time, up-to-date, and it's controlled by you how you share it with whom you share it. So what we guarantee also to the merchants where we install our solution is we guarantee very low payment fees, 30% high conversion, 80% less fraud and chargebacks because of these benefits I just described. So what Forbes wrote about us is that we offer fast checkout tied to individual customers' bank account that allows individuals to identify themselves securely, pay and check out with just their bank account in one simple transaction. That's it. That's what we do. So technically, it works pretty easy. So we install our solution on a product page. Customers want to buy something fast. We say them fast checkout with your bank. They click on it. We offer them their bank in the city area, or we know exactly what bank they're using. They log in with a Face ID to the bank app and press approve for the transaction. And we do the rest of the job. So we ensure the secure connection and take the data from the open banking, your name, postcode, address, email, etc. So we fill it into the checkout or registration form, and this is done. So you come, you click one click, and you're done in a secure manner in a real time. So our traction is the following. We signed the contract with the Shopify. We have access to WooCommerce platform. At the moment, we have first customers. We generate $1,000 MRR at the moment. But also we are happy with and proud of the strong our MVP performance, namely 30% uptake rate. It means that 30% of the visitors to the store click on our checkout, 30% higher conversion via our solution, 80% less fraud, and on every transaction, we make 60% gross margin for us. So we operate in two connecting markets, which is the fast checkout and open banking. Both markets are growing quite fast. Fast checkout is growing 300%. Open banking, as I mentioned, growing pretty fast. And already globally, there are 100 million users of open banking, but also the forecast that it will grow 25% year on year until 2030 at least. Competition. So there are plenty of competitors now in the open banking, but mostly 90% of our competitors are focused on just payment processing or API connection to the banks, basically aggregators like a middleware. We offer end-to-end plug-and-play solution to onboard customers in an easy, secure manner. And in that area, there are very few competitors. Basically, two close competitors to us is a OneID and Vault. They solve part of the issue, we solve complete the issue. Full checkout with the prospect.
30 seconds.
Our go-to-market strategy is the large platforms, Shopify, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, and we're going via partnership with the developers and marketing agencies on these platforms. We target for break-even point in 2026, charging 1% commission on transaction. And we're raising $500,000 to get 300 merchants in 18 months, and 150,000 already committed by VC and angel investors. So Bank ID checkout, it's a secure automated ID data, less fraud, very low payment fee, 30% guaranteed high conversion. And then the data we get on the customers is our stable ID in a cookieless world that Google promised in 2025. That's where we are.
Thank you, Ilya. Judges, who would like to kick off the questions? Roger, you're going to be 3 in a row to kick off the questions?
Sure, why not? Love the presentation. My question is how, I'm not sure how exactly you achieve those impressive numbers. They're very impressive. So I actually don't know what the special sauce is. From everything, look like you're just early. So
Yes.
maybe this I'm very ignorant about that space. So unless there's some special way you are actually providing security and identification, which is going to be the biggest issue aside from AI. Are you just early, or do you actually have a secret sauce? That's the big concern. And if you are just early, I think you're not raising enough money to get there, because being early is great, but you also need to have something more than that. So let me know if this is early or you actually have a secret sauce.
No, I think we're just right in the right time in the right place. So that's where we are. So I think with the right product. So I think adoption is there, the pain point is there, and we're just solving the pain point of the customers, even without MVP. So it's not 100% ready product as we want it to be, but even with a working MVP, we achieve these numbers. 30% uptake rate is achieved via our continuous work on UI UX. So we just experiment. We do a lot of A/B tests, and that's how we get that high uptake rate. 30% high conversion, which is totally normal for fast checkout. I think in our case, it's even 37%, because customers want fast checkout, and there are not enough fast checkouts out there in the market at the moment. And because we automate the data by pulling from the bank account. So that's how we achieve the number. So that's I think, because we work on that on daily basis, I don't think it's it's something secret there. It's just a lot of work that we do via multiple A/B tests and improving UI UX. But I think when we get 100% final ready product, it will be a killer product, will be far better than PayPal or any other checkout solutions out there. And our solution is more secure because we don't store the data. We don't touch the data. Once we pull the data from the bank account on you, like name, address, and so on, we encrypt that data and store it on your device, on your smartphone or laptop. So for the next transaction, we pull it from your device. But we don't have any central database or server where we would keep your data to be attacked by hackers. So that's why we think it's secure and safe and real time.
I've got one comment because I have to drop off and I have to declare an interest here. I helped Ilya with his deck, so I'm not going to give him a score. Jonathan
is a 5 for me. It's beautiful.
Is that an abstain, Jonathan?
Yes, I'm going to abstain from voting on this one. But I just want a quick comment before I drop off. And it's come a long way, and those results are amazing. So good work.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Andrew and Brian. Brian.
I'll go. So earlier, besides the beautiful presentation, good job presenting. I noticed you mentioned your customer acquisition cost being $300. Is that right? I just wanted to confirm that.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So how does that compare to your competitors, and what goes in there? Can you comment on that $300? And when you say customers, I suppose you mean a merchant or marketplace, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I can explain it. I mean, if you look at the statistics, so about $300, which is a totally average benchmark for B2B SaaS customer acquisition cost. But how we achieve that? We don't go directly to the merchants. We go to the authorized Shopify developers and marketing agencies around these platforms. For example, Shopify developer, and we offer the developer affiliate revenue share program. So we offer them $200 per installation of our solution and 10% revenue share from all the transactions via our solution. So then the developer recommends and resell our solution to his customers, to his Shopify merchants. And because Shopify merchants normally trust their developers, that's how we solve the trust issue. So if the developer recommends something to their customers, they normally trust it. So, and therefore they're financially motivated to install it, but also to make sure that the amount of transactions is growing over time via our solution because they get 10% revenue share.
Thank you. And a quick one, does it work for credit card?
Yes, it's a great question. So as a default way of payment, we show pay by bank. And we push pay by bank as a default way of payment. But if still customers for some reason want to pay with a card, at the bottom of our UI UX, we offer them pay by card. So we don't want to lose customers once they are in our checkout. So we grab them to our checkout, we keep them and orchestrate different ways of payment. But of course, primarily we push for pay by bank.
Right. So using credit card is feasible, but it wouldn't be as smooth as direct debit from your bank account, right?
So yes, it's possible, but it's not a primary choice that we offer.
Got it. All right. Thank you, Ilya.
My question is simple. It's just, who is hungriest for this? Like, whose pain is strong that they really are demanding this? Like, just so I understand, where do you focus?
Great question. So 60% of merchants on Shopify are barely profitable. So just, just break even. So when we offer them 30% higher conversion, 80% less fraud, 80% less decline authorizations, all in all, our solution improves the gross margin by 5-6 percentage points. So for them, 5% additional gross margin is enormous. It's just really a break-even solution. So they really look for it. So, and especially when we say we charge payment fee less than 1%, while currently they pay for credit cards 2%, PayPal 3%. So yeah, it's 60% of all Shopify merchants really need that, because 5% for them, it's a life or death situation.
Okay. 2034, right on the 10 minutes. So let's ask the three remaining judges to just think for a second what score they would give 1 to 5 and any concluding thought they have for Ilya.
And Ilya, if you could continue to share your screen, just because I want to highlight one thing.
All right.
Why don't I start, since I've already turned on my mic?
Yep. Go, Andrew.
I would give you a 4, which I'm a pretty tough judge, so that's a very good score. If you could go to the beginning of the presentation.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you get a lot of feedback from different people and coaches and judges and all kinds of people, but if you go to the second page, I personally, this is just my feedback, I don't like telling this, introducing you guys so much in the beginning. Although I know that it's important from a tech perspective that it's clear, but I'm thinking, what's the pain? I'm thinking, what's the revenue story? What's the excitement here about what is the potential? And so I really would, I think you can move that back. But again, that's my, personal one. And also, if you go back to your first slide, I guess one of the things I felt like when I listened to you and when I looked at it is, it's like, it's good. It's very good. It's a good flow. But man, where is the buzz? Like, I want you to be jumping out of your seat. That's the way I feel it, the way I want to hear more from you. And that means, okay, this slide is the critical one, something like that. But also I feel like I also want to see the pain here rather than a description.
Mhm.
Or maybe you have a description, but you have the pain at the top. We are solving this pain. We're helping gross margins go up by 5%, and that's life or death for 100,000 businesses on Spotify, Shopify, Spotify, whatever. That's my feedback.
Shopify.
Yeah.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yep.
Thank you.
It's
Okay.
a 4 for me. I'll go next, John.
Roger.
Since I'm giving up my pole position of being the first one into the breach.
You're 2 out of
It's a
3.
4
You're
for me.
still ahead of the curve.
It's a 4 for me. Good presentation. Like I said, you have traction, you can do anything, and you guys have beautiful traction. I'm uncomfortable with the fact that I don't detect a defensible mode for the long term. So, but I think you guys have a great market opportunity that you need to take advantage of. So I would raise more rather than less, and I would stress the urgency of the timing, because that's one thing. Apparently, you guys got it, but you may not be able to hold on to it for the long term. So that's the thing I will focus on. And just a personal pet peeve, anybody who's gone through the FI course with being in Hong Kong knows, I hate clip art. This is not a high school presentation. Do some high quality photo, please. And this is where everybody, no clip art unless you're making a Mother's Day wish card for your mom and you're in the high school. Because you need to convey emotion, excitement, authenticity, and clip art just doesn't do that. So it's a beautiful traction. I think you guys have a great opportunity, and you just need to make sure you can get the most value out of it before competition or the e-commerce evolve again. Great opportunity. Hold on to it.
Roger always tells it like it is. Brian, close us out.
Well, First, I want to say thank you, Ilya. Such a pleasure. I really enjoyed that 5 minutes. So my scores is a 4.5. For the benefit of not only Peter and Eric, but for everybody else on the line here, I think you realize what Ilya just did. So what I was doing is now, first of all, I like the presentation, great presenter. I still think the story flow, the narrative can be improved. More than happy to work with you on that. But you gave me enough soundbite to advance you to the next stage of the investment process, right? I want to have a coffee with you or virtual coffee with you, because guess what? I was looking at 3 things. So product, bucket number 1, product, bucket number 2, market, bucket number 3, team. I heard enough sound bites and datas and tractions, right? For me to give you enough chats to push you to the next round. Now, next round is going to be tougher. We might want to look at more detail. Some tough questions will be coming your way, Ilya. But I think it was a great 5 minutes that you just did for yourself and War ID, right? So yeah, well done. I really enjoyed it. 4.5. Thank you very much, Ilya.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for closing us off on that positive note, Brian. Okay,